This evening, we discuss the competitive process in Malaysia, protected and promoted for the benefit of businesses, economy and consumers, creating a conducive business environment and healthy competition culture to ensure markets work well. All this now on Money Matters. Hello there, you're watching Money Matters with me, Zahir Kelvinong Abdullah. On today's episode, we speak to the Malaysia Competition Commission, MyCC, an independent body established to enforce the Competition Act 2010. Let us welcome Iskandar Ismail, Chief Executive Officer of MyCC on Money Matters today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Calvin.
Can we start off by asking you that as an independent regulatory body and agency under the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Industry and Consumer Affairs, what is the role of the Malaysia Competition Commission?
Okay, MyCC was formed in April 2011. We enforced the law, the Competition Act 2010, on 1st January 2012. The objective of Competition Act is just to protect the competition process, not to protect the players or the competitors in the market, for the sake of businesses, consumers and the economy. Because we target two groups in the market, the consumers. We are the consumers, Calvin. Okay, and then the second one is the business people or the industry players. So in terms of consumers, we want to ensure that consumers have options of products and services. They can get quality products or services and at the same time at competitive prices. Okay, and then the competition processes will push the business player to be more efficient, to be more innovative and to continue with their entrepreneurship. So we have a lot of roles. The main one is the investigation and enforcement of the law itself. So we carried out investigation, like the other authorities, enforcement authorities, in terms of going against cartel and also abusive monopolies or dominant police.
Who initiates these investigations? Are there complaints by certain sectors?
Okay. Most of our investigation originated from complaints, 90% of them. The rest, comes from our own initiative. If we stumble upon news and whatnot or announcement through the media, or we can also be directed by by the minister, our minister. So to take action against these cartels or abusive monopolies or dominant players.
Right.
Yeah.
So can MyCC impose sanctions on the infringing parties?
Oh, yes, yes. The usual penalty that we will impose is up to 10% of their revenue. Let's say, for instance, if they make around 100 million for that year, and the cartel took place in that year, then we can take away from them 10 million, up to 10 million. And then we can impose other directions also. Like, for instance, we can ask them to cease and desist from being part of the agreement, and at the same time, maybe sack their CEO for being the mover of the cartel. You see, so we have a lot of powers in investigation and sanctioning the parties.
Okay. Now, looking at the objectives, is basically also to determine any feature or combination of features in the market that prevents, like you said, restricts or distorts competition in the market. So
yes.
What distorts competition in the market?
Okay, I give you a simple example. Okay, distortion comes from, you see, when there are, for instance, we take, for example, a simple way to understand is that if we go to a market, and then we see that there are 10 vegetables sellers in that market. And then suddenly, last week, if you go to that market, you will see the differences of prices for their goods. And then suddenly, the next day you go to the market and then you find that there is a uniformity of prices. Okay, even bayam has the same price, kangkong and whatnot. So there might be a price fixing cartel, whereby before this the sellers, they agree to compete with each other, but now through a collusion or through what you call a private agreement, they agree to fix the prices. So that's where the distortion comes. You see, because in a competition, you are supposed to be, you must present yourself as the most, who has the most competitive prices. I mean, you must present to the consumer also, you have the options and whatnot. But because of the cartel, everything is the same. So we as consumers, we do not have any choices anymore. We do not have the competitive prices anymore, you see. So this will create distortion in the market, even in the long term. You see, sooner or later, the consumer will be afraid to, to spend their money. So then the economy will be affected in the long run.
Okay. Yeah. So Iskandar, just hold that thought for a minute.
Yeah.
We've got to go for a very short break. And when we come back, we will discuss the market reviews done by MyCC. Welcome back to Money Matters. We're talking to Iskandar Ismail, the CEO of MyCC. Now, let's talk about the market reviews done by MyCC. What is the process of doing these reviews?
Okay, we have been granted the power to carry out market review under Section 11 of the Act. Basically, the objective is to determine any features or combination of features in the market that prevents, restricts, or distort the market. Basically, since 2014, we have carried out numerous market reviews, starting with fees by professional bodies, and then we jump into broiler market, which is about our the chicken that we eat every day. Chicken is one of the most important food in Malaysia. And then we we went into building materials. And the last two were the most interesting one. The fifth one, we went into food. And then the last one is services. Services, but we zoom into wholesale and retail. And we look into 4 products: processed food and beverages, household cleaning products, clothing, and also personal care. Toiletries and whatnot. So we found many interesting things, from there. But first, we must know that why we chose service sector. Service sectors contribute around 56.7% to the GDP of Malaysia. From that 56.7%, almost 30% comes from wholesale and retail industry alone. So it means that wholesale and retail are very important in Malaysia. One of the glaring, an interesting finding that we found that is that now, because of COVID-19, I mean, it somehow pushed to the changes to the behavior of the consumer. Now, 5 out of 10 Malaysians, they prefer shopping online.
Online, right.
Last time, we had this what called trust issue with online shopping, but now, I mean, everything, today is the 12th. Today is the 12th, right? So today is the sale of, everything, that is online. So everybody is waiting for it, you see. So at the same time, we found out that the SMEs, they are a bit reluctant to go online. We found that 93% of SMEs, we must bear in mind that 98% of the businesses in Malaysia are comprises of micro, small and medium enterprises.
So why are they, do you think that they are reluctant to go online? 93% is a huge margin.
Yes, it took us by surprise also when we got the result. One of the reasons is that because they still somehow they have this conservative thinking that they believe brick and mortars are still relevant. At the same time, they are afraid to somehow to change, But nowadays, what we notice is that the new players, they will go straight to online business. Or some of the brick and mortars, they will also carry out business online also. So they have 2 in 1. But there's another group that from brick and mortars, they change totally to online.
Right.
So, but it's a bit slow. It's a bit slow because at the same time also, the behavior in the consumer, it seems that they prefer now to buy in a small shops. In small shop, on the principle of grab and go. So they love to go to petrol station, they love to go to a mini market or, a simple retail shop like Speedmart and whatnot, So everything is that they must have, the most important part for them is convenience.
Right. So all this was found out in the market review that you did?
Yes, So, you see, we've been trying to, to sell this idea to all business people or the market players in Malaysia since our market review on food sector. You see, one of the things that we found out is that the importance of e-commerce. See, e-commerce is very, very, very important in the sense that is for them, is the tool for them to survive for now. Because when people complain, the price of ikan kembung went up. So one of the things that we propagated to all of them, and including to the government authorities, is that sell fish online.
Right, which will have its other ways of doing it as well. I'll have to get back to you on that because we've got to go for a very short commercial break. Find us on Twitter and share your thoughts on the market review and its impact on the 2021 budget, which I will be asking next. Welcome back to Money Matters with me, Zahir Kalwinong Abdullah. We're discussing MyCC's role in ensuring the competitive process in Malaysia is protected for the benefit of businesses, consumers and the economy. Now, let's look at why these market reviews are essential.
Yes. You see, through the market review, we can detect the issues in the market and also in relation to the regulatory aspect of the market. So in the latest market review, we found out that there are some regulation that inhibits innovations. We found out also the market issues such as the market trends whereby high operation cost is still the main issue. We found out that the inability of SME players to adhere to the modern retailers' requirement. And then we found that, again, on e-commerce, proliferation. Yeah. So what we suggested to the government is that is to put importance in the digitalization of trade, of transaction in Malaysia. Yeah. Whereby, is the only way for them to be relevant in this kind of time, yeah, because people won't, go simply out, to the supermarket just to buy, a bread and a milk. They will rather go online and rather pay 5 ringgit extra just for the transportation, for the delivery fee. So this is how for the SMEs to recapture the market in Malaysia.
But you are also trying to make them understand, because you said 93% of the SMEs don't understand that.
Yes. You see, government has done a lot of things. They have been giving grants. The recent budget, there's a lot of grants and then lots of loan facilities prepared for the SMEs to go online, yeah, to be more competitive with the giants.
Right.
Yeah, so they must grab this opportunity. And then recently, the government of Malaysia, they have formed this National Digital Economy and Fourth Industrial Relation Council, which is chaired by our Prime Minister. You see, so this this council is somehow to streamline all the policies and regulations so that the digital economy and fourth industrial relation plans will go, as planned and as smooth as possible.
Right.
Yeah. So we hope that the SMEs will, somehow, if I may say, go out from their comfort zone.
Yes.
Yeah. And try to grab the opportunities.
Right.
In every challenges, there's, lies the opportunities.
Okay.
So this is the time.
Right. So you've also mentioned just now the budget. So what are some of the impacts that the market review has influenced in the budget 2021?
Yes, we were happy, since when our Minister of Finance announced the budget. There's slew of plans and grants and with regards to e-commerce, with regards to digital economy, fourth industrial relation, and MyCC also is given a role in ensuring that digital economy to be digital economy to be grown in Malaysia. Yeah.
Now, moving on, what is the most recent enforcement record in your jurisdiction?
Oh, okay. Recently, we issued a final decision, a cartel decision, against all the general insurance company in Malaysia, such as Lonpac, Etika, Allianz, and whatnot. There are about 22 of them. We found out that they have indulged in a cartel, and we find all of them collectively 130 million.
Okay.
So now they're appealing against our decision in the Competition Appeal Tribunal. So of course, we're going to defend our decision. Yeah. So hopefully, everything will be all right after this. Yeah, we hope that, because to us, cartel is the supreme evil of competition law. we have to, we have taken a strong position in eradicating cartel in Malaysia. Even we have a tagline, #Bebas Cartel.
Okay.
So we hope one day, we are now also investigating many cartel cases. Yeah. Recently, we have issued a proposed decision against Langkawi ferry operators for being involved in a cartel.
Right. Yeah. So when you investigate in these cartels, like you mentioned, because recently there's been an announcement that MyCC will join forces with MACC as well.
Yeah.
So how will this collaboration work?
Oh, okay. You see, with regards to MACC, you see, in the issue of procurement, government procurement, a lot of challenges that we face, yeah, to ensure that government procurement is being carried out in accordance with the law. There's what you call a temptation of corruption, there's temptation of abuse of powers and whatnot. But since the the enforcement of competition law, there's one part that somehow has been overlooked, which is what we call bid rigging. Yeah, bid rigging, whereby the players who made the tender, for the government procurement, they will collude with each other, saying that okay, this time for this tender, we will win. For you, okay, you wait for the next phase of the tender, or they will fix the price. Okay, why don't we make this cover pricing, whereby I will put 50 million, although it's valued at 30 million, they will put 50 million as the lowest price. So this will create losses to the government.
Yeah. So that's how your investigation will
MACC, because they are interested also to help the government in solving the issue of leakages in government procurement.
Right.
So we have basically the same objective.
Right. So the objectives are the same and collaboration will be the same.
So they go into corruption, we'll go into bid rigging.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Encik Iskandar, thank you very much. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you on Money Matters for today, but thank you for coming on the program.
Thank you, Kevin.
Before we go, find us on Twitter and let us know your thoughts about today's discussion. We'll be back next week with more money insights that matter. Till then, I'm Zahir Kelvin Ong Abdullah. Thanks for watching and stay safe.